Hey, Steve, what are you working on?
Hey, Martino, come on over, check it out. Great, so thanks for joining us today. In this particular video, we're going to be doing wall repairs, both in drywall and in lath and plaster, getting it ready for paint.
The walls that we were working on, in this case, when we checked it, it would ended up being only 3/8 of an inch thick on top of the lath. So we couldn't use 1/2 inch drywall. It was then determined that we had to use the 1/4 inch, which we could have bought in either drywall or cement board. But I chose to do the cement board because of its rigidity, where 1/4 inch drywall would be very thin and not as impact resistant. So we had to continue with extra bracing in behind everything, using portable nail guns, chargeable ones. We were able to put in bracing in behind all the areas to keep it from moving. Had to put in one piece of lath here just to give us some support as well. And then after that, had to put in extra bracing on top of the lath and on top of the bracing, so that we could bring it up that extra 1/8 of an inch that was needed, so that the 1/4 inch would give it the thickness that we needed to be able to put the cement board on. I used an 18 gauge brad nailer to fasten the shims to the backing. Also used the rock-on screws specifically designed to use with cement board to attach them to the backing plates. Although I don't show it here, we use this particular blade on it. It's a concrete blade specific, and you do need to wear a dust mask with that because it is extremely dusty. For this next patch, the 1/2 inch drywall, and like I said, you got to make sure that you don't cut your arm doing that from underneath. So keep your arm well away, and preferably keep your blade down. This is called a California patch, which is by putting the backing plates in behind. You can see that they're screwed in, and then putting drywall over top, and then doing the compound and taping after. For the concrete fill, you do add the water to the bucket first, and then add the fill slowly into it while mixing to ensure consistency within the product. When applying the mud, good to be putting it on heavy and pushing it into all the cracks. You can slap it on, you can push it in, whatever you want to do to just get it deep into the cracks so that it has some key to hold to.
Oh, I still have to run. This is going to take me, it seems like almost.
Goes on really smoothly, this particular product, and I thoroughly enjoyed using it. Once you have it all mudded up as the first coat, you want to be putting tape on top of the joints to be ensure that it won't show through in the cracks. You can do this without doing the whole thing first, or you can do it after. It's just a choice. And then you add more mud on top of it, and then smooth it all out as smooth as you can get it.
Yeah.
From this particular product, the concrete fill, is that it went on very, very smoothly, and it had qualities that I wasn't anticipating, more so around that even though it was somewhat thick in some areas, unlike drywall compound, this concrete filler did not shrink overnight after we put it on, and so there was no cracking, and it made it far easier to work with. Once you let it dry, and preferably overnight, take your scraper and scrape off any of the high spots, and you are ready to apply another layer of concrete filler. This is the final coat, and you can see it's wet. Once it is dry, you can now sand the concrete fill to be able to get it to a smooth state. If you'll notice that I'm not holding the block straight on, slightly sideways, so that it can continue to feather out better and not give any streaks or cuts into the concrete fill. This particular concrete fill was really easy to sand. It's not really something that you should have to do too much of if you put it down correctly. And you can see that I'm feeling it to make sure that there's no edges on it, and the outside edges especially are important to feather, to make sure that there's no bumps showing once it's completed.
I hope you got something out of this video that helps you with your repairs. Until next time, we'll see you in the back lane.